There is more to portable gaming than just specifications. It has to do with equilibrium, sufficient strength for contemporary titles, battery life that doesn't die too quickly, controls that seem natural, and a display that highlights the images. Two more players have now arrived. The Lenovo Legion Go 2 and the ROG Ally X, recently revealed, not yet available on stores, but already influencing the discourse. Despite using the same AMD Ryzen Z2 platform, their paths diverge significantly. With grips modeled after the original controller, the Ally X leans toward Xbox-style comfort. With a bigger OLED screen and detachable controllers, the Legion Go 2 aims for adaptability. Therefore, even though they have the same DNA, the difference starts in how you'll use them on a daily basis. Let's examine their relative merits. Starting with what you see and hold every time you pick one up, the Ally X feels like an Xbox controller with a screen slapped in the middle in the best possible way. Those contoured grips are genuinely comfortable. If you've ever gamed on an Xbox for hours, your hands will feel right at home here. The device itself is slimmer and lighter than the Legion Go 2, which makes it easier to toss into a backpack without thinking too much about weight. Its 7-inch IPS display runs at 1080p with up to 120 Hz in VRR, which means smooth motion and sharp details. IPS won't give you the deepest blacks, but it's bright enough for outdoor use thanks to Gorilla Glass protection. The Legion Go 2, though, goes big. An 8.8 and 8-inch OLED panel with 1920 by 1200 resolution, 144 Hz refresh rate, and VRR. That extra size may not sound dramatic on paper, but once you hold it, it feels closer to a small tablet than a handheld console. OLED is richer, the colors are vivid, and the contrast is noticeably deeper than IPS. The trade-off is weight. It's heavier and bulkier, but Lenovo tries to counter that with a wide kickstand and detachable controllers, so you don't always have to hold the whole thing up. So if you want compact comfort, the Ally X feels right. If you want an immersive display that makes games pop, the Legion Go 2 clearly has the upper hand. Well, both machines run AMD Z2 Extreme APU built on Zen 5 CPU cores and RDNA 3.5 GPU cores. 8 cores, 16 threads, and plenty of GPU grunt to push demanding games. The key difference, the Ally X uses the Ryzen AI 2 Extreme. This adds a dedicated NPU with up to 50 TOPS of processing power. On day one, you might not notice a massive change, but as Windows 11 builds out AI features, this chip will handle background AI tasks, video upscaling, and maybe even frame generation without pulling power from the CPU or GPU. That could mean smoother gameplay and longer battery life down the road. It's a kind of future-proofing we haven't seen in handhelds before. The Legion Go 2 doesn't have that AI processor, but it gives you headroom in other ways. You can configure it with up to 32 GB of LPDDR5X RAM and up to 2 TB of storage, though in a smaller 2242 SSD form factor. The Ally X caps out at 24 GB RAM and 1 TB storage, but it does use the larger and easier to upgrade 2280 SSD slot. For gameplay, both can run AAA titles smoothly at medium to high settings depending on the game. AMD's FSR is supported on both, helping to squeeze out extra frames. However, in FPS-heavy titles, Lenovo's unique edge is its FPS mode, where the right controller detaches and doubles as a mouse that turns shooters into a completely different experience, closer to PC gaming with a real mouse than any other handheld can replicate. So, the Ally X gives you efficiency and forward-looking AI integration, while the Legion Go 2 doubles down on flexibility, storage, and experimental features. Controls are where personality really comes through. Ally X focuses on familiarity. It mirrors Xbox design with offset sticks, textured grips, and even trigger vibrations that add immersion when racing or shooting. Plus, that Xbox button ties directly into game bar and system functions, so you always feel like you're inside the Xbox ecosystem. The Legion Go, though, is about versatility. Its True Strike controllers detach like a Nintendo Switch. Add in the wide kickstand, and suddenly you can set it on a desk, hand off a controller to a friend, or play without strain on your wrists. And those Hall effect joysticks, they're magnetic, so no physical contact, which prevents drift. That alone fixes one of the biggest pain points in handhelds over time. So, while the Ally X wins on pure comfort and familiarity, the Legion Go offers flexibility and durability in a way few handhelds can. Battery life is always the elephant in the room with handheld PCs. The Ally X packs an 80 Wh battery, while the Legion Go carries a slightly smaller 74 Wh pack. On paper, not a massive difference, but because of the Ally X's AI chip, background tasks may run more efficiently, which could give it the edge in silent or balanced modes. Now, both run Windows 11, so compatibility is wide open. You can install Steam, Epic, Game Pass, Battle.net, anything you'd use on a laptop. The twist is that the Ally X integrates Xbox software more tightly. Microsoft has been building a handheld-friendly full-screen mode for Windows, and it's possible that the best implementation will show up here first. Plus, Xbox Cloud Gaming and Remote Play are naturally front and center. Lenovo has its own Legion Space software, which acts as a hub for your games, but it doesn't give you the same granular system controls as ROG's Armory Crate. For gamers who like tweaking RAM or power profiles with a simple toggle, the Ally X might feel more in control. Now, price-wise, neither of these will be cheap. The Legion Go with that OLED panel, detachable controllers, and higher RAM or storage options will almost certainly cost more. The Ally X might undercut it, even though the Xbox branding could bump its price up closer than expected. And as the exact pricing hasn't been confirmed, but the positioning seems clear. Ally X as the more affordable premium option, Legion Go is the premium maxed-out choice. So, where do we land? The Ally X is the pick for Xbox players because it feels light, ergonomic, and future-proof with that AI processor built in, which means it fits best if your time is split between Game Pass, Cloud Play, and quick PC launches without fuss. The Legion Go, on the other hand, is made for tinkers and display lovers since even though it's heavier, it pays you back with an OLED screen, detachable controllers, and extra modes that turn it into the Swiss Army knife of handhelds. Both are strong choices, and neither feels wrong. So, the real question is whether you value familiarity and efficiency more, or versatility and immersion instead. Because either way, 2025 looks like the year handheld PCs stop feeling like experiments, and finally stand as real alternatives to gaming laptops. So, that was all. Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. If it helped, give it a like and subscribe for more tech reviews.